chocolate is scrumptious.
All right, now then my final question is what do you do, or what do you feel is your corporate responsibility to find out the extent of the use of your product in those circumstances?
Most companies succeed and become famous thanks to their great marketing and products, but that's not always the case. Some businesses become well known for their immoral activities. Rebuilding trust after a tarnished reputation is one of the toughest challenges a company can face, and these stories can linger for decades, frequently resurfacing on the internet. So which companies have faced such challenges, and more importantly, what have they done to smear their reputations? Stay with us till the end as we reveal a few of the most notorious companies in the world. The first company on our list is Nestlé, the world's leading food and beverage corporation, known for its commitment to improving lives and promoting a healthier future. However, Nestlé has been embroiled in numerous scandals involving slave labor, starvation, and potentially harmful product formulations. It is also one of the most boycotted companies globally due to labor rights violations at its factories in various countries. Since its inception in the 1970s, Nestlé's philosophy was intended to be honorable and humanitarian, offering a lifeline to infants whose mothers couldn't breastfeed. Initially, the formula was successful, but Nestlé needed to expand beyond this limited market and faced intense competition. To grow, they launched a massive campaign enlisting medical professionals to endorse Nestlé formula and discredit breast milk. Salespeople dressed in medical attire were sent to less educated and underdeveloped regions like Africa to promote their products. As a result, malnutrition rates soared, especially in Africa, where literacy rates were low. The formula was not only nutritionally deficient, but the water in many African countries was contaminated. Instead of instructing doctors to teach locals to boil water before use, Nestlé casually printed the instructions on the container, knowing most people couldn't read. This was done more to avoid legal repercussions than out of concern for customers. Consequently, many infants fell ill and died, particularly in Africa. The situation escalated to the point where Nestlé executives were summoned by the Senate in 1978 to explain their actions, to which they responded by pointing out the written instructions on the containers. This controversy contributed to the United Nations decision to ban companies from equating their infant formula to breast milk. Despite its controversial past, Nestlé remains the world's largest food manufacturer, employing over 300,000 people and operating nearly 380 factories in more than 190 countries. Even though Nestlé's CEOs have admitted that 60% of their products are unhealthy, the brand continues to enjoy widespread consumer loyalty. For many years, Dow Chemicals has been manufacturing dangerous chemicals that are bad for the environment and people's health. The business is the parent corporation of Union Carbide, which caused the Bhopal gas tragedy, which led to the poisonous chemicals that killed almost 500,000 people. The largest industrial disaster in recorded history occurred, yet there was no financial recompense. The CEO of the firm passed away, but because of his intense lobbying in the U.S., he was never extradited to stand prosecution in India after the horrifying event. He escaped India for his home country. Many multi-million-dollar lawsuits are presently being filed against Dow Chemicals, and it will be challenging to defend their actions. Between 1996 and 2000, pesticide companies in the United States exported over £1 billion of chemical pesticides to developing countries. Ironically, most of these pesticides were known carcinogens in the U.S., but it remained legal to manufacture and export them as long as they weren't used domestically. Consequently, these hazardous chemicals came into contact with about 350 million agricultural workers in regions like Africa and Central America. The American cyanamide company profited immensely by selling a significant amount of a pesticide called Counter in Costa Rica. Counter contained organophosphate, a substance previously used to make nerve gas during World War II. Handling Counter required gloves, a face mask, and eye protection. However, unaware of these dangers, Costa Rican farmers often worked shirtless, applying the pesticide with their bare hands. At night, they even used bags of counter as pillows. Within days, many workers were vomiting blood and foaming at the mouth due to the chemicals infiltrating their bodies. Rio Tinto, a mining company primarily operating in Africa, is notorious for its human rights abuses. As the world's largest private mining firm, Rio Tinto supplies a significant portion of the world's raw aluminum, copper, uranium, gold, and diamonds. The company has a long and troubling history marked by allegations of maintaining a private mercenary army to suppress local uprisings against both the company and the government. According to the United Nations, their uranium mines rely on brutal slave labor. Despite this, Rio Tinto continues its harmful practices against both people and the environment. In 1981, it was revealed that workers at one of its Canadian uranium mines had been exposed to radiation levels more than 7 times the legal limit for years. Overall, Rio Tinto's operations are a modern form of slavery. The next company in the list is Purdue Pharma, which is the manufacturer of OxyContin, which is considered to be the first prescribed ER or extended-release opioid. For decades, Purdue sold over $30 billion of opioids and greatly benefited the Sackler family, which owns the company. Yet since 1999, prescription painkiller and illicit drug overdose have claimed the lives of approximately 450,000 people in the United States only. Due to these deaths, Purdue Pharma received 2,000 lawsuits that sought to make opioid manufacturers and distributors pay for the damages. The final business on our list is DuPont, which has been exposing its employees to C8 for years. This chemical, perfluorooctanoic acid, PFOA, is used to make Teflon nonstick cookware, Gore-Tex, and other water-resistant goods. Although PFOA is cheap, it is extremely poisonous and may cause cancer if consumed. DuPont joined the Teflon business in 1953 by purchasing substantial quantities of PFOA from 3M. Despite 3M's tight disposal restrictions, DuPont irresponsibly poured hundreds of thousands of pounds of C8 into the Ohio River and buried another 7,100 tons in unlined sludge pits. DuPont, dismissing 3M's warnings about the risks of C8, undertook a 4-decade-long set of studies to debunk these assertions. In 1961, DuPont researchers discovered that C8 causes liver enlargement in rats, rabbits, and dogs. By the 1970s, large quantities of C8 were identified in the blood of workers at DuPont's Washington Works plant. In 2012, following a 7-year examination by independent experts, items containing C8 were outlawed. However, this came too late for many workers. DuPont is now facing many multi-million-dollar lawsuits seeking to defend its behavior. That's all for today. From unscrupulous marketing to environmental and health dangers, these tales demonstrate how difficult it can be for a corporation to recover confidence. What do you believe is the most important step for a corporation to rebuild its reputation following such scandals? Share your opinions in the comments section below, and remember to like and subscribe for more informative stuff.